Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. There's a bit of confusion, it seems, with the clocks going back. I've never quite understood clocks going back. I don't know. I've been reading up about that recently because, I don't know, as you get older, you find that certain things annoy you more than others, and it annoys you more as you get older. But clocks going back, everyone seems to think it's because of the farmers back in World War II. That's what I used to think anyway, but it doesn't seem like that is the case. But what really bugs me is the fact that our clocks in the UK go back at a different time to the US. I think you guys are a week after us, so it just confuses everything. And if you're a coder, if you're someone that writes applications, you'll know just how annoying taking into account clocks going back is. It's just such a pain for websites, for applications, all that sort of thing. Real irritation. But most of all, it's annoying because you guys aren't really sure of the time that the live stream is on. But anyway, thank you guys for coming. I see we already have like 69 viewers, so great to see you all on. And I saw there's a Fear Tech coming in from Australia, 4 a.m. Thank you, mate. Does I'm guessing the clocks go back and forward as well in Australia? Do they? Well, let me know in the channel. Hey, Grolsch, Adrian, Chubby's Chilies, good to see you there. Finally, actually making it for a live stream. I know you work on Sundays a lot of the time. Who we got? Robert, who didn't win the lottery. Come on, man, make an effort. So Robert Connor, he messaged me last night to let me know that the lottery in the US is a pretty big one. And I had to do a double take because when the lottery here, we have the Euro Millions in Europe, and when that gets up to like 400 million, everybody goes absolutely nuts. Robert told me that the prize is 1.5 billion in the US at the moment. That's just, what the hell? I mean, wow. Did anybody actually win it? I know you didn't win it, else you wouldn't be on the live stream, but did anyone actually win that? That's, I mean, never mind life-changing. I think £1 million, 100,000 is life-changing. 1.5 billion, that's just, hey, you can go buy a country, I think, for that. 170 million in France. Daniel Katzman, 1.9, so nobody won it, and it's now at 1.9 billion. Are the odds really that bad for the lottery? I'm guessing the odds are terrible, and it's just these rollovers that keep happening. 1.9 billion. That would make you like, I mean, that has to put you on, maybe not a top 10 when you got people like Bezos and people like that on that top 10 list, but it'll take you up there in terms of the richest people in the world. Insanity. I just don't understand it.
Like Craig said, buy the live stream.
And listen, if anybody, yeah, if you win the 1.5 billion, then yeah, you can donate $10 to the live stream. That'd be good. You can swap me out some beers. Talking of which, I have something a little special. We had our prize winners. So I know a lot of you, I recognize all the names coming up. If you watch my live streams over the last few months, you'd know that I did a draw for, well, 2 people to come and do some picking of chilies with me. And that happened yesterday, which was really cool. Got to meet a couple of actually patrons. So that was cool as well. But I got to meet a couple of my patrons, and yeah, we had a good day. Well, at least from my perspective, it was a good time. Kai, I can see he's in the channel at the moment. I don't know if Adam is in, but thank you guys. And anyway, Kai brought me some of these beers, and they tasted really good. I had half of them yesterday. I got 2 left, so thank you very much. But
he's not sharing, by the way.
Would you like some?
No,
okay. Just don't want to spill everywhere. The last time I did this, I spilled beer all over my keyboard. How's everyone's Sundays going? It's getting so cold outside. We've had an unusually warm sort of autumn here in the UK. I remember this time last year it was much colder than it is right now. Well, I mean, it's getting cold now, but the last month or so we've got a few days where it was into the 20s, so about 68 degrees Fahrenheit, which is insane for this time of year. Which has really confused the plants because I have a lot of new flowers coming through on my peri-peri plants. which Kai would have seen, and Adam as well. And Kelly was there as well. Kelly, Woody in the channel here.
She wants to know if Adam got to the wedding. I doubt
Yeah, yeah. So one of the guys that came round, he had to. Oh, he came out from Wales, so I'm nowhere near Wales. Well, at least in my mind, because my geography is rubbish. But he came all the way from Wales. He spent the day, and then had to drive back for a wedding that was that evening. So he left here at about 5 p.m. to go back to Wales to go and attend a wedding. So I don't know if he's probably not on the live stream because he's a little bit hungover from that wedding. But yeah, it was really great to see you guys, and it was nice to show you around. Hopefully it was interesting to see the greenhouses and that. It was a little disappointing, the actual picking. Nowhere near where I would have liked to have been. And that's a strange thing. When I started the competition, obviously you have an idea in your mind of where you want the plant to be, and I had an idea of roughly what sort of yield I was hoping for, and yeah, it was nowhere near, but we did do some video of it, and I'll talk about it a bit later. We'll mention the numbers. But anyway, cheers everyone. If you are in Australia, 4 a.m., yeah, go get a coffee or something instead. Don Pandemoniac finally made cowboy candy. Can't wait to taste it. Cowboy candy is amazing. I haven't made any this year. I really need to make some more. It is such good stuff. It is probably too addictive. But the syrup that's left over from that cowboy candy is amazing on things like ribs, pork chops, well, actually, a lot of different meats. Also on certain vegetables as well. It's really, really tasty. And yeah, I can see some people have already put some questions in. If you do want to ask any questions, I'm going to answer quite a few today. Just use !Q and then a space and then your question, and it'll come up in my list, and then I can go through them a little bit later on, and I'll get through as many as I can. Graham Bolton, very wet here in East Yorkshire for the past 2 weeks. It's only been wet here in Lincolnshire, so that's where I am. Lincolnshire, it's only been wet for about a week, I'd say.
You've got a short memory.
Isn't it?
Think about the storms we had either side of your mum's birthday.
I don't know. Oh, has it been that?
It's been
Oh, wow.
2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah, we've had occasional sunshine. I like to look on the optimistic side, on the positive side of things. So we aren't going to be doing the what's in the box thing today. I instead decided, because we've added this to the box a couple of times and it never gets chosen, but today we're going to be having the Paqui one chip challenge, which is quite interesting actually. Again, Robert Connor sent me a link to something, and it does make me laugh sometimes. I mean, I know there's some element of truth to this, but if we just bring this up, I don't know if it's going to work. So, you know, when a new super hot chili comes in, and people start getting these articles like with the dragon's breath, and people are saying, oh, it's deadly chili. It's, you know, people have died from it. I mean, never mind exaggeration. It just hasn't happened. That sort of stuff just does not happen. But this article, I'm reading through it, and at first I thought it was a bit of a joke article. But if you scroll down, there's a section here which says, the irritation can last for hours, okay, or even days. I mean, seriously? I've eaten some hot stuff, and I have actually had the Paqui one chip challenge. I have had this about a year ago, I think. And yeah, it's hot. I can't remember how hot now, so I'm a bit cautious about this. But it does not last days. I really don't get that. And I thought, like I said, I thought it was a bit of a joke until you go to a dedicated page to this challenge from the National Capital Poison Center Poison Control. That's a hell of a name. And this goes in and it actually says, yeah, it could last for days. And also some other things here as well. Disorder. Topical capsaicin is sometimes used as a treatment for cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome. It causes nausea and vomiting in individuals who use cannabis. And yeah, how long does this last? Can persist for days, or it can persist for days for some individuals. I just don't understand that. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be having that a little bit later on today. I just want to be able to talk properly for a little while. But yeah, you want to see how wet and rainy and cold it is outside. I have a little video to share with you guys. I'll get that out the way as well. Just take you for a quick look inside the greenhouse, and you can see what Kai and Adam got to see yesterday. Wow, it's miserable weather today. Rain's settling in. It was sunny a few minutes ago, but yeah, raining now. And the poor chickens, they can't go out yet. Actually, they've tightened up restrictions with the chickens, and that means that they have to stay indoors for longer. You can see they've been eating some chili leaves. Those are some branches that broke off yesterday. Have a quick look in the greenhouse. It still looks okay in there. You wouldn't say it's winter yet, but yeah, it's coming soon. You can still see a lot of green in there. Let's go and check it out. So yeah, still got a lot of chilies coming through. Some beautiful big ones. And lots still to ripen up. We did our picking yesterday. Had our 2 competition winners over, and we did a bit of picking. It wasn't as fruitful as I would have liked, but it was a good day nonetheless. Loads and loads of chilies here. We've got some Scotch bonnets, some Vitalis at the back there. We even got some Sugar Rush Stripies coming through still. Red King hybrids. And some Ricottos over there. These lovely orange ones. And yeah, there's still a lot of growth in here, but things are starting to calm down a bit. But I think we still have a few more harvests left before we finish up for the season. I'm not going to go through here. Yesterday when I did that, I pulled over a few pots and broke a few branches. So we'll just have to take a look around. But yeah, beginning of November and it still looks like this. It's pretty incredible. Anyway, let's get back to the live stream. So the restrictions on chickens, at the moment there's a bit of a bird flu epidemic, and I guess it's more to control the effect that this is having on the commercial side of, well, birds. So chickens and geese. I think if I remember correctly, this happened last year as well. There was a massive shortage of turkeys. I think it was last year or the year before. Do you remember? Was it last year? I don't know.
I know it's been fairly recent.
It's fairly recent. In the last couple of years, there was another outbreak of bird flu, and it caused a few farms to have to cull all their, well, it was turkeys at the time. It was around Christmas, and they're trying to avoid that again. The funny thing is, when that happened, there was so much turkey in the supermarkets. They had to put so much of it on special the day after Christmas because it was just getting well, they just had too much stock. But yeah, there's a bit of a bird flu epidemic at the moment, and it's, at first they were just saying to restrict cross contamination, so don't allow people, if I had friends that had chickens, not to allow them to interact with my chickens. But now it's actually, I have to keep them enclosed constantly. I'm not allowed letting them out of their cage. So normally they free range during the day. We'll let them out for a good few hours and they love it. But for the last few weeks, we haven't been able to do that. And it's really a bit heartbreaking because they love getting out there. Every time we walk past, they think we're going to be opening up the cage, but yeah, they don't. And well, we don't. And yeah, I think they're getting upset with us. We're giving them lots of treats, but I don't think that really helps too much. And it doesn't help the ground. You can see the ground inside the chicken pen is just muddy as hell because those things will eat anything that's green. In fact, we had a few branches break off. When we were in the greenhouse yesterday, I knocked over a couple of my pots and broke a couple branches. I threw those branches inside the chicken coop, and within about 3 hours, it was picked clean. Nothing left. Anyway, yeah, it's not great. Egg prices have dropped. So, I mean, you're in the US, I haven't actually looked at egg prices because we get our own eggs. We have so many excess eggs. Our chickens are still laying, which is great. So our neighbors and our family, anytime anyone comes around, we tell them to bring boxes and we feed them up with eggs so they take them home. But yeah, we haven't had to buy eggs. I don't know if the egg prices have gone up. I'm guessing they are going to be going up. I mean, never mind the bird flu, but with everything else going on in the world right now, I'm sure it's going to be going up. So yeah, but have a look in the greenhouse. That was amazing. I honestly, it still shocks me. It's beginning of November and the greenhouse looks like it's, springtime, summertime. Still a lot of fruit coming through. So the picking didn't go as well as I'd hoped. Nigel, who's the big Dorset Naga that I was trying to compete with, realistically, I didn't think I was going to be able to do that first year of trying this with a monster plant like that. By the way, before I even continue here, I did see, Adrian, you've just donated. Thank you so much. You have one liquid, one chip challenge. Yeah, I've got some liquid pain. The guys saw this yesterday and they clocked on and asked me if I was going to be using that today. It's this liquid capsaicin. That's going to have to be a special event at some point. But thank you, Adrian, for that donation. That's really awesome of you. And I did see another donation come through as well from Shane. Thank you, Shane, as well. I really want to just show you my appreciation. Thank you. Hopefully my pain in a little while will be appreciation enough. But anyway, yeah, so we did the picking. Nigel, which is the big monster plant that Sea Spring Seeds grew, it must be about 7 or 8 years ago now. It was a similar sort of size to mine, I think probably a bit bigger. They got over 2,000 pods off of that one plant. Now, not to make any excuses, but I didn't realize that the way that they'd picked the pods, the 2,000 plus pods, wasn't all on the one day. It was over time. Now, I've had a few harvests off that big plant, koers, that's what I've called it. I've had a few harvests off that plant already. I thought that it was how many pods they got in a single day from picking. So before yesterday, I've probably picked about 500 pods off of there. But even with that, it still doesn't take me close to 2,000 pods. Yesterday, we did 291 pods from the big one. And then we also picked from Paqui. That's the smaller one in the 90-litre pot. So koers is in a 160-litre pot. Paqui is in the 90-litre pot. Now, Paqui, and this is part of the experiment that I was doing. It wasn't just about, hey, let's grow a monster plant. It was also just to see, the effects of pot size on chili plants when you go to extremes. Now, with the smaller pot, the 90-litre, obviously the roots are going to hit the sides a lot quicker than it did in the 160-litre pot. So that forces the plant to put out pods a lot sooner. It also forces the whole life cycle to happen quicker. So you'll notice on that plant, when I show the video, when I do that, when we get back from holiday, I will do that video. But you'll notice on that plant, there's far fewer leaves on it. But there were a heck of a lot of ripe chilies on there. On koers, I still have a ton of chilies that need to ripen. A lot of green ones on there. I would hate to say how many. It's difficult to see because obviously the green on the green. So we'll see, and I will count that up as well and add that to the tally. But I reckon at best I'm probably going to get about 1,200, 1,500 maybe at the end of the day. So we'll see. There was a lot of aphid damage on koers. Nothing on the other plants, but koers had a lot of aphid damage. We had very sticky fingers after the picking, which was a bit of a pain. But no, it was a good fun day. They got to see the greenhouses, and yeah, it was good fun. Did I see... I didn't see him in there. So last live stream, we did the giveaway, and there's a giveaway today, don't worry. But we did a giveaway last live stream for one of my weapons grade hot sauces that have been signed by me. Robert Connor, actually, he had this bottle and he sent it out to the winner. And the winner was Tony from Simplify Gardening. So if you guys watch his channel, Tony does not eat hot stuff. So he tried it for me, and he's actually filmed a video of it. I don't have the video yet. It'll probably be shown on the next live stream. But yeah, he said he was in agony for a good while after trying it. So I'm quite keen to see that video. So we will show that on the next live stream in December. Can you believe it? December already. It's
I think it's
insanity.
going to be an eventful live stream next one.
Senator's Green Thumb, is he alive? Barely. I'm hoping he enjoyed it. I'm interested to see the video. When I did speak to him afterwards, he said it tasted great until his mouth just lit up on fire. So that should be interesting. Hey, naturally, JB, good to see you on. Liz, good to see you as well. First time you've had aphids this year. Is this the first time you've grown this year? I hate aphids. They're the worst. Doesn't matter how much you try. You know, you can just do your best to try and avoid them, attacking your plants. If you see a plant getting overrun with aphids, if you have enough plants, then the best idea is probably to remove that plant, because it's most likely going to just continue degrading. It's really difficult when it gets properly overrun. I have a few strategies that I want to try next year, because the one problem I have is not aphids. I have a lot of insects that will eat the aphids. So we have a lot of ladybugs. We have a lot of what are those things? Little wasps?
Hornets?
No. Hoverflies, they're called. No, are they hoverflies? Oh god, yeah, I think hoverflies, something like that. But yeah, we get loads of those, and they eat the aphids. The problem I have is I have a lot of ants inside my greenhouses, and those ants are farming aphids. And when that starts happening, so as has been explained yesterday, Kai, he knows a lot about this stuff. He was telling me what actually happens. I mean, I knew that they farmed them, and I just thought that meant they just helped them exist. But the ants actually will cause a problem for any of the predators that are going to be eating the aphids. So yeah, my plan next year is to get rid of the ants. It's not that I hate ants. I love ants. I just don't like them when they do what they're doing to my plants. So yeah, that's my plan next year for the aphids. You had a lot of ladybugs, but your gecko ate the ladybugs. That's going to be a very satisfied gecko. It's a lot of ladybugs on it be eating.
Tony's on.
Oh, is Tony on? Yeah. Simplify Gardening. There we go. Good to see him on. I was just telling everyone about you eating the weapons grade hot sauce, so we'll make sure we get that video out in December on the next live stream. So that'll be interesting. Craig Shinkfield, the soapy water. So I have a recipe that I use. I use neem oil with soapy water, and that works. The problem is it works to a point. So the neem oil will stop the aphids from populating, but the ants will actually help them populate quicker, and that can override what happens with neem oil, and it's a bit of a losing battle when you have a proper infestation. So a lot of my plants, and I'll try and show it when I start removing my plants from my greenhouse, the ants have actually made nests inside the pots of some of my plants. And once that starts happening, then there's no hope really, and big problem. So nothing we can really do about that. So the giveaway today, what do we got here? Let me kick it off for you guys. The giveaway today is a £20 voucher for my shop. So you can actually choose what you want. Instead of me saying, hey, you're going to get a bottle of X, because I was going to do one of the new sauces that are back in the shop. We have the Sting and we have Sriracha, which is back in there. We got limited stock. So if you guys do want, go and check it out. I am going to be giving you a £20 gift voucher for either my shop or my seed store. So you can pick and choose. So whoever wins, just get in contact with me afterwards and let me know if you'd rather the £20 was for my shop. So you can buy a recipe book or apron or any of the hot sauces, the yummy salt. Or if you want seeds, then you can get the voucher for that instead. But yeah, the sauces, there's a good few in there, and there's more coming. A lot of the super hots will be coming in. The super hot sauces will be coming in the next couple of months. I did one today actually with the Dorset Nagas that we picked yesterday. I kicked off a pretty big fermentation. It's smelling amazing, but that's inside the fermentation fridge, the fermentator, and we'll be leaving that, checking in on that in about a week's time, because we are actually off on holiday tomorrow. So if you are going to be buying anything from my store, I'm not doing any shipping until the week after next, Tuesday, Wednesday time when we get back. So just, you can go and buy, it just won't be shipped out until the week after. So I hope you understand. But let's kick this off, and you guys can enter the giveaway, and then I'll contemplate my life when I look at this Paqui one chip challenge. Have you guys tried any of the other Paqui? I'm guessing Paqui makes sauces as well. Are they any good? Have a look here at the chat. So any of the, I mean, have you guys, has anyone tried any of the sauces? No? Simplify carding. Putting your firefighting skills to good use with the sauce. Yeah, so Tony is actually a firefighter. I don't know how he does it. He runs his channel, which is an amazing channel. Go check it out, Simplify Gardening. Yeah, so a lot of great videos and professional stuff as well. He has an amazing website too, and on top of that all, he's also a firefighter. So yeah, you go check it out. So Samuel Ish, is that... So Paqui then is not sauces, it's just chips. And then this is just a one-off that they created a couple of years ago, I'm guessing. Yeah. Well, while you guys are busy entering the competition. What?
Putting your gloves on for it.
Well, I am putting my glove. I'm not going to touch the chip. What are you laughing at? You'll get the pain later as well if I'm touching this. I am putting on a glove because I don't want to have burny fingers later. I should use the other hand probably. I need this hand. What are you laughing at? You know what happens when I don't. So, well, if anybody hasn't done this before, that's the chip. It's not the one that changes your tongue to purple, I believe. So yeah, the newest one, they have some dye on it, and it makes your tongue all purple or green or blue, I don't know. Anyway, I know the chip is black. Hope it's not stale.
It's been fairly well sealed.
It's broken. That looks terrible. Let me try and see if I can get this to focus in. Oh, it smells awful as well, but yeah, look at that. Looks like a burnt chip. Don't worry, I will eat both pieces. There's another piece in here. It smells like burnt scorpion, like not a scorpion, the insect, but burnt Maruga scorpion chilies. Hey, Nicholas Demarest, saw you online there. Yeah, so before I do this, make sure you hit the thumbs up. I don't ask for that normally in my videos. I hate asking people to slam that thumbs up and hit subscribe and all that rubbish. But it works. There's a reason people say it. So yeah, please go and hit that thumbs up. It really does help the channel, helps the video get out there, helps YouTube promote the video. Anyway, that's the end of my promoting for today. There we go. Still crispy. Tickles the nose. I mean, it's hot. I'm not even going to try and describe what it tastes like because it doesn't taste great. I preferred Doritos. They taste better. Well, apparently, according to the Poison Institute of America, this is going to hurt me for days, apparently. So, I mean, listen, it's hot. It has some heat, but where would I rank it? This is a lot more pleasant to eat than eating a super hot chili. That's just not fun. Especially the one that I had a couple weeks back, or last week actually. It was the last the last live stream that I had. My eyes are watering. But the last live stream that I did when I had the Prima Tardi, that was agony. There's nothing like that. I mean, it is building a bit now. Coming to the back, it's almost hurting my ears there, Grolsch. Whew. Yeah, we'll answer some questions after this. I better eat this last bit. Also, I'm just prolonging the pain, aren't I? Wow. That's not very nice. Eyes are watering. Free bag of chips. Cool. Get a free bag of chips. Doubt they're going to send it to America, to the UK. Yeah, it's hurting the ears.
When did it expire?
Huh? No, 2020. Oh. What chilies are in here? It's Carolina Reaper. I thought it was the Scorpion. Yeah, if you watch the last live stream, you'll know that this is nothing compared to what I went through the last time. That was not fun. Making my nose water now as well. Oh. Do you want one?
No.
I'm gonna have some beer. Well, actually, no. I'll leave the beer alone for the moment. We'll have that in a sec. I did have the questions coming up. Let's go through. Okay. Question number 1 from Senatus Green Thumb. My tongue stinging, like little needles on my tongue. Have you ever used hydrogen peroxide in hydroponics? Yeah, I have. You can increase your oxygen in the water, so it's pretty handy for that. I did use that for a few things. I also used it for cleaning out my hoses of my hydroponics. I also use it to clean out my hoses for my drip irrigation. So hydrogen peroxide, I think it's 3%. Oh, little bits of chips stuck in my teeth. So yeah, hydrogen peroxide is very useful because it breaks down to, well, water basically, and oxygen. Butts MN, can you please do a video on blossom end rot? Oh, it's a bane of my life. We've had quite a bit of blossom end rot on a few of my anums. So my sweet peppers, they had it quite bad. I will do a video on it. I mean, the basic concept of blossom end rot is it's quite a complex thing. So simplifying it and giving it just one reason why it happens is not really going to help you guys too much. Effectively, it's like saying, and I've seen people do this, and it's a big mistake. When people say, "Oh, I got blossom end rot," they say, "Oh, you need to give your plant calcium. There's a lack of calcium." It's not as simple as that. You give your plant calcium, nothing's going to happen. You need to provide some magnesium with it as well. But there might be some underlying issues as well, why your plant is not able to uptake as much calcium as it needs. So some plants need more calcium than others. But calcium cannot be cannot be taken up. Oh, sorry, mind is a bit fried. That's coming back on me. Whew. It's still burning. Without the magnesium, the calcium's not going to be taken up. But the other side is as well, there's in certain pH ranges, magnesium and calcium will not be taken up either. So if your pH is too low, pH is too high, it's not going to be taken up. So it's not as simple as just saying, hey, you need to put CalMag in there, right? It's not as simple as that. But yeah, I'll do a video about it. It's going to be far more complex topic than I can really cover here, especially with my mouth pretty much on fire. But yeah, let me make a note of that. I will get a video done on it. David F., how do people like Johnny Scoville handle the heat? Because they're absolute legends. I have no idea. I'd like to say it's because they have more, maybe it doesn't hurt them as much, but I don't think that's the case. It probably hurts them just as much as it hurts me. They just probably have a higher tolerance because they are doing this on the daily. I don't eat one chip challenges every day. I don't eat super hearts every single day. So yeah, that's probably what it is. Just they've acclimatized to it and they know what to expect. I'm betting if you speak to Johnny Scoville, he'll tell you that it hurts just as much as it'll hurt anyone else. He just is able to handle it a lot better. Let's see here. What's next? How do you estimate the expiration date of your sauces? From Don Pandemoniac. I don't estimate. There's quite a process that goes into it. I'm very conservative with my dates, so my actual dates that I could use could be a lot higher than what I have. So at the moment, let's say I'm told from getting it tested at the lab, if they tell me that I can put an expiration date of 3 years, I'll be conservative. I'll probably say 1 year. Hopefully you're going to be eating my sauce long before the year's up. So that's kind of my thinking with this. And also I put best before dates as well. I don't put expiry dates because sauce doesn't really expire because of the nature of it. If it's bottled correctly, if it's made correctly, the pH at the correct level, it'll never go off. It just has a best before date, right? It's not going to taste as good in 10 years' time as it is, in 1 year's time. I think I'm going to have some beer now. But if you are selling your hot sauces, I would recommend to have a chat with you normally are given somebody, a representative from the local food safety organization, or if you've registered your business as a food business, there would be somebody from your local authority that you could speak to, and they would be able to put you in touch with the local university to get some testing done, and you can get your actual dates so that you have some form of some reliable information to base your dates on. Mad Craig, I know you don't like to do it, but if you remind the people to hit the like. I did remind them to hit the like.
I told you that one was there.
Another one from Butts M.N. What can I do to increase the potency of my plants? I tried a Reaper I've grown and it was hot, but nowhere near as hot as it should have been. My chest is warming up nicely. It's not burning my mouth so much anymore. My tongue is still burning. No more tears, but I can feel it in my chest right now. Got to make sure we have a decent meal a little bit later. I don't want sore stomach.
I'm being hosted, so we will.
We've been hosted by our next door neighbours who aren't watching my live stream. I'm going to have a go at them about that. Yeah, like that. Want to watch this. But how do you increase potency of plants? There's a few different ways, and some of it is more theory than fact. So, again, if you talk about potency, and I'm guessing you're talking about heat, right? So, when you look at things like Carolina Reaper, for example, I find that the first year you're going to get the best amount of heat from it. So if you are overwintering the plant, that could be one reason why it's not as hot as it maybe was previously. I found that definitely was the case with jalapeno. Worst jalapeno harvest I ever had was when I overwintered a jalapeno plant. I had an early harvest, but they just had no heat whatsoever. And yeah, that just defeats the point, really. So yeah, I don't overwinter too much because of that. Also because I like to start from seed. But with Carolina Reaper, my theory here, and a lot of people share this, is think about what happens in nature and think about what the plant is wanting to do. The plant, like any living organism in the world, whether you're an animal or a plant, the whole goal is to reproduce, right? It wants to continue its line, right? It wants to be able to grow again next year. So that's why chilies ripen quicker when the weather cools down a bit, because it wants to hurry up and get those chilies ripe so that there are some viable seeds so they can continue. But same thing with the heat thing. The heat is, again, this is theory, but a lot of research has gone into this. But the heat levels, the fact that chilies have capsaicin is an evolutionary thing that is there to help that seed be spread further than it would if, let's say a mammal goes and eats a chili and poops it out, the seeds a little bit, away from the plant. That plant is not going to be able to spread itself very far. Birds, they don't have any sense of the heat. They don't get affected by the heat. So them eating the chilies and pooping it out, it's generally going to be pooped out a lot further away from the plant than what a mammal would be able to do. Now, part of that whole thing is the plant is trying to improve its chances of spreading, and the hotter the chili is, then the more it's going to affect mammals and things like that. Anyway, that's just rambling on and on. But to try and get it to be a bit hotter, what I would suggest is not necessarily, like water it so that it droops completely, that the leaves are completely down, but make sure you're not keeping it readily going. If you're not keeping it watered so that it never ever starts drooping its leaves at all. You want the leaves to drop down a little bit before you water again. You want to not feed it as much. So that's a big mistake I see. Don't overfeed. Don't give it too many nutrients. Make it really work for it, and reduce the amount of nutrients. You might find that your pods will not be as big and juicy, but they will be a lot hotter. Some of the hottest pods I've ever had was a plant where one of my drippers failed. So it was getting probably about 1/10 of the amount of water it should have got. And I didn't see this because it was hidden behind some other plants. And that plant was nearly dead. It was not healthy at all. But the chilies on it were ridiculously hot. So, I don't know, give that a try. See how that goes on. Oh, boy. My tongue is still a little tingly there. Have you tried overkill chilies? I ordered my seeds yesterday. They should be fun. Overkill chilies. I have no idea what those are. Let me know in the comments down below. But I have no idea. Paul T. Mac, wouldn't hydroponics be the worst then? If you're doing it wrong, well, not wrong. If you're doing it very right for hydroponics and you're growing your chilies perfectly, then I found with my hydroponics experiment that the chilies, the plants were a lot bigger, it grew a lot quicker, but they weren't as sweet and they weren't as spicy as the ones that I grew in soil. But that could be a few reasons as well. It could be just I wasn't doing it right on the hydroponics. I had maybe overfed it. I hadn't got the EC perfectly, or the pH, so I wasn't uptaking the nutrients the way it should have, or maybe it was taking it up too well. I don't know. But yeah, I guess the only thing we can do is experiment, right? Try and grow 3 or 4 different plants and grow them in different ways. Now, that's not always possible for a lot of people, but give that a try, and let us know your results in a year's time, and we'll see, what you think of what changes you think you should make to make it hotter. Hot gem, chili gem. My bonchi has aphids. Can't seem to get rid of them. Any suggestions, please? That depends on a lot of things. My video for next week, because we're away on holiday, I've already recorded it and it's all edited, ready to go. My video for next week is an update on my bonchi, which is actually doing fantastically. Now, if you're in a position like I am, where you're bringing your plant indoors because it's coming into winter, then what I'd recommend, if you have got a lot of aphids, then I would repot your plant. And when you repot the plant, submerge it in water. It's only a small plant, so submerge it in a bucket. Be somewhat gentle with it, but submerge it in a bucket with a little bit, like a teaspoon, 5 liter of water and about a teaspoon of, dish soap. And just rinse it out. It'll get rid of all the aphids on that plant. You can, if you don't want to repot your plant and you don't want to go and manhandle it like that, then you can just use a spray gun. It's like your hose from outside if you've got a fine mist, and just spray them off the leaves. Just spray the hell out of them. Get them all off your plant, and just keep an eye on it. Make sure that you haven't missed any a bit later on. But that's about all that you can really do. And then after that, start some preventative measures using some neem oil, every other week or so. Aphids can be a bit of a problem indoors. We had a problem last year where aphids started coming in around about February time because it's nice and cozy indoors. There's not a lot of airflow, and the aphids had a nice little posse to cause mayhem, which is a pain. Naturally, JB, are you happy with the number of plants you put in the greenhouse, Sean? Not too overcrowded or underfilled? great question. And actually, we discussed this yesterday with the guys that came to visit. My plan next year is to reduce the number of plants that I have. And that might sound counterintuitive. And I don't know if I have said this in a recent video. I did discuss this a little bit, I think. But my plan is to reduce the number of plants because it is overcrowded. It is way too overcrowded from a couple reasons. Aesthetically, but also it's just so difficult to get air to flow decently at this time of year. It looked great in the beginning of the year until about June time. And the plants, that it looked like I had it all spaced perfectly. But as soon as they started growing as well as they have, then it just caused some major problems. They're crowding each other and there's no airflow. It's very difficult for me to manage the plants as well. So checking on the drippers, making sure that there's no insect problems. I can't get to the back of some of the plants. So next year, I'll be halving the number of plants that I have. But I think that I will still probably get the same harvest, if not a bigger harvest than I have this year, because they'll be able to grow a lot freer. I think the plants will be a lot healthier. So I'll probably have much bigger plants, just fewer of them. So we'll see how that goes, but that's my plan next year, reduce the number of plants. It'll be a lot easier for me to get inside the greenhouse as well. The guys that came around yesterday, they'll acknowledge this. It's so difficult to walk around in there. And that's not great. Yeah, it's lovely seeing a nice big jungle in there, but it's not ideal. Still burning. Okay. Have you made a reservation option? This is Mad Craig. Have you made a reservation option for sauces on your website yet? Just wanted to make sure that the grumpy German doesn't get all the garlic fire this time. So garlic fire is in progress. I'm busy creating the black garlic. That takes ages, a long time. What I'm trying to do, because it's tough. I'm a small business and I can't have 20 sauces on the shelf at all times. I can't. It just physically is not possible, right? So when I'm making a sauce, like at the moment, I've got 3 sauces on the go, and I'll be able to populate the store with that over the next couple of weeks, months. But it's all gradually, getting populated in the store. Now, if you're able to reserve, like at the moment, we have stock of Sriracha and the Sting, as well as Blazing Buffalo Extreme. The chances are the Sriracha, especially, that'll probably be gone within the next month. Its stocks are going down very quickly. I think the first day I was down to 50% of my stock, and that's because a few of you bought 30 bottles at a time. So that was fun trying to package up. Thank you, though. That was interesting. But yeah, it'd be nice to have a reservation function so you could reserve. Now, I'm thinking to use maybe a pre-order function, but with the store that I use, WooCommerce, there are a couple plugins that I could do that with. I'm just trying to figure out which is best. So I don't want to create more work for myself. If I had to try and keep track of everybody's pre-orders manually, that just is not viable. So I'm looking for a solution, and hopefully we'll have one soon when I can actually sit down and spend a few hours on this. So we'll get that done. Any news in the ChilliChump seed kit? Good question there, Daniel Katzman. So I have been in contact with Fatali. We will be doing it again this year with Fatali. We've got some great options for the seed kits. He's got a list that he's given me some options for, because basically we have to have seeds that he has plenty of stock, so that make sure that you guys don't run out. Because I think it was 2 years ago where I chose some amazing seeds and the seed kits sold out within about 3 days. And that's not great. So I'm making sure that, number one, I want seeds that are really cool, so very interesting varieties. And then number two, making sure that there's enough to go around so that people can have access to them. So there's some interesting new ones in there, and I'll get that information out to you guys before the end of November. That's typically when I announce it anyway. When we're out in Greece, because that's where we're going tomorrow, I'm going to spend a bit of time just going through that list and making sure that I choose some great seeds for you guys. So not too long to wait. Pep Guy, would it be detrimental to a plant to add Culmag into my newts, whether it needs it or not? Be careful. you don't want to add anything that you don't need. But I think CalMag, anyway, it sounds like you're running with hydro when you're talking about nutrients like that. If you are running hydro, then just check what it says on the bottle. CalMag makes a suggestion. I think it's like 5% or something, but have a look on the bottle. It's not going to be a problem if that's what it's recommending. Just make sure you're not overdoing it, like with anything really. Barry Christian, how does it work? How does the $Q work in the chat? Is it something you've written or YouTube supplies? This is the only live chat I've seen it used. It's a little script I wrote, which works with a chat bot that I use, and it just basically feeds a spreadsheet thing that I have, and I can see the questions pop up. It's a lot easier to manage than looking in the chat and trying to figure out where people are asking questions. I'll miss so many questions that way, so this makes life a lot easier. And also, the nice thing with this is I still have the questions after the fact. Sometimes it's difficult to go back to chat and see. It's difficult to go back to the chat and see what's going on with what people had said. So with this, I have the spreadsheets. I have every question that's ever been asked for the last year and a half. I think, it's been about a year and a half since I've run the script. And I've done a few videos, do some live streams on Instagram, which did not work very well, and I won't do it again. But basically, where I was just running through any questions I missed on the live stream that I'm doing here on YouTube. So I'm still trying to figure out the best way to do it. It might just be a dedicated video that I do on YouTube, just going through all the questions, running through them, and answering them for you guys, because I do like to answer as many as I can. So wow, we've gone close to top of the hour here. I think it's time for us to check on the winner. Let's see who has won the £20 gift voucher. Like I said, you can choose whether you want the £20 gift voucher to be for my shop, for the sauces and things like that, recipe book. And they are still available. So if you guys are looking for early Christmas presents for your significant others, or a sneaky present for yourself, I have got some books still available. We are running down on stock, so there's still a few left, but yeah, great Christmas present. I'm already getting quite a few sales of those for Christmas, and then hot sauces and that sort of thing as well. And then the other option as well is seeds. If that's what you need, then the £20 gift voucher can be used for the seeds. So let's have a look, see who has won. Let's pick a winner. Please, you need to be in the chat still. If you are chosen, you need to say hello. Let me know that you're in there. And if you're not, I'm going to have to choose someone else. So we'll give this a go. Winner is Johnny Searle. Johnny Searle. So it's a new winner. Good to see. Johnny, are you in the chat? I hope so.
He had a question earlier as well.
He did? Yeah, let me answer Johnny's question. So Johnny Searle has asked, that's a weird one, will you be making any peri peri cherry this year? It's my girlfriend's favorite sauce. Absolutely, yes, I will be. We actually had some last night. I have a little bit of a reserve of it because my wife absolutely loves it, and she was showing it off to Adam's wife, one of the winners that came around to my house. And she loved it as well. So I'm definitely going to have to make some more. I will do it as soon as I can. Right now, the focus is all the chilies that I have in the greenhouse. I'm having to get those picked and started in fermentations. And at the same time, what makes it really challenging is I try and film most of those so that you guys have a lot of content on the sauce making side of things. That really slows things down. Today, when I did the fermentation, the actual process, if I had just gone in and started the fermentation, that would have taken me about half an hour of prep work, processing it, getting it ready, stick inside the fermentator. In actual fact, it took me, about 3 hours?
Yeah, it must have been.
About 3 hours today, and that's because I'm filming, changing shots, setting things up, changing the lighting, all that sort of thing. But anyway, yes, back to your question. Peri Peri Cherry will be back on the shelf. Johnny, you're in the chat. Great. You have won. So just get in contact with me through my website, or Mrs. ChilliChump has already dropped the link. Get in contact with me. Let me know what you prefer, the gift voucher for my shop or for the seed store. But yeah, Peri Peri Cherry is really good. I I'm wondering if I need to make it a little bit hotter. I don't know. I shouldn't change a winning formula. It tastes amazing as it is. I'm always tempted to go a little bit hotter because I inevitably get at least one or two people saying, it tastes great, but if it had a bit more heat, it would be perfect. But yeah, when you start adding more heat, then you have to start changing some other things. You can't just add heat to something because it changes the balance of the sauce. So you'd have to start adjusting some other things as well. And that's when things start, you can start messing too much with the sauce. Sense of this. Any general productivity advice? You're a busy, accomplished guy, and there are often times when I find it hard to get going on a project, even if I really want to. It's not easy. It's not easy, mate. You just got to get it done. You just got to try and stay positive and try not let things overwhelm you, and have a fantastic wife that keeps supporting you. So that really helps me out. But yeah, it can be tough. I do take on too much probably, and that means I actually don't get as much done as I'd like. If you try and do too many things at the same time, then you get nothing done, right? Because you'll have too many things going on in your mind and you won't be organized. So my advice is make a list. Sounds simple, but make a list of what you need to get done. Do that in the morning when you wake up, while you're having your coffee. Make a list of the things you want to achieve that day. Make sure that you have a bigger list of things that, the bigger picture stuff that you need to achieve within the next week, within the next month, within the next year, within the next 5 years, right? Have those lists because it's all going to help. There's some great productivity tools out there like ClickUp. I use ClickUp. It helps me out with CZO to keep track of requests and things like that, and things I'm doing on my coding side of things. So I use that quite a lot for that. But yeah, lists are a fantastic way forward for that. I did see a question there about CZO. CZO, don't worry, I have not forgotten CZO. It is still going strong. I am dying to be able to spend an entire week just getting some stuff done on CZO. I've got my integration to get finished. It's the IoT side of it, which is working great for me because I'm using it behind the scenes. But integrating that IoT thing with the front end, that's going to be ready for your next season if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. I know a lot of you in South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Southern Hemisphere, you're halfway through your season already. But I've got some work to do on it so that it gets it ready for some very cool functionality that you guys will be able to use for your next season if you are in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm hoping, it's always so difficult, but probably in early December I should be able to get cracking on that. Things will start slowing down a little bit from the growing side of things and source making, so I'll be able to make some time. And in terms of an Android app, I haven't even got to that point yet. If there was somebody in the chat the last time that I brought this up in the live stream. I've touched my eye somehow and it's burning. Wearing contact lenses is not fun. But there was somebody in the chat that offered to help me out. They said that they do Android app development, things like that. Got in contact with me once. I responded, said I'm really would love your help, and I haven't heard back from them. So it's a bit unfortunate, and I get a lot of that happening. I'm not an Android app developer. I could learn it. I just do not have the time right now. So if any of you are out there that do app development, whether it's Android, whether it's iPhone, the idea I have here is just to keep it very simple. I don't want the full feature set of CZO in an app. There's some basic functionality that I need in the app that will make life a lot easier. So yeah, if anybody is out there that does this and has some spare time and is interested in helping out with this project, get in touch with me as well. Contact details are in the chat, so just let me know if you want to help. Oh, wow. Batse man. God, you've asked lots of questions, Mr. Batse man. How long can I keep the pods on the branch? I try to wait as long as I can. Just have a look. So that's obviously the advice I give if you're wanting to ripen up your chili pods and they're still green and the weather's changing and you're likely to get frost and the plant's going to die. Cut the branch off well below where the pod is and then hang it up somewhere fairly dry. You don't want it to, get too wet, and that's why you're cutting it off, because you don't want it to die and then the whole branch dies. But if you hang that up, take a look at the pod where the little stalk is just below the calyx. Have a look at that pod. As long as that's still firm and green, then you're fine. If that starts yellowing, not a good sign. That means that branch is probably dying off. And if that's happening before the pod is actually ripened, yeah, then that branch is probably not so happy. But that's all I can suggest. Other than that, yeah, just wait for it to ripen up. Okay. Let me do one more question here. Mark Poole, a few of my chilies have small holes in them and a tiny caterpillar type thing inside of them. What are they and how do I prevent them? I have no idea. That's not good though. I really am not sure about that. Sorry, Mark Poole. I'll be honest, I haven't had that problem myself, and it's not something I've really had to research too much, so apologies, but I don't really have an answer for you. So I'll just look in the chat now, because I'm sorry, I am just answering these questions that are coming in on the question sheet. But if you have any last minute questions there, anything that you want to ask, let me know. Graham Bolton, I'm touching my eye because it's hurting like hell. I'm trying to adjust my contact lens because it's stinging. I'm going to have to take my contact lenses out as soon as this is done. Cool. If there's any other last minute questions here, guys, it's been awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Mark Garcia, good to see you, and have a good Sunday. And everybody there, have a great Sunday. Yeah, coming into the final stretch of the year. Gonna get cold. Don't get depressed. I know a lot of you do. I know in the first few seasons when I was growing, when you see your plants start dying, don't get depressed or sad about it. Just think about it as you're that much closer to starting some new seeds and some new varieties and that exciting time. And take a break in between your plants dying off now and making the sauces and all that. Take a bit of a break until January comes, so just so you can build up that excitement again, because it's very easy to get burnt out on this stuff if you're just constantly thinking chilies. Yeah, it's the same thing with me. I absolutely love having a bit of a break so that I can come back to it in January completely renewed and excited about all the amazing stuff that's going to come in the next year. It's going to be good fun. It is a little depressing though going into the greenhouse, but yeah, try and think of the positive side of things. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just, as always, really happy about the fact that you guys want to come and spend some time with me. It's always great chatting with you, but I will see you again very soon. There'll be a video coming next Friday, and we'll see you on the live stream coming the first Sunday of December. So until then, thanks everyone, and stay spicy.